Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Dire Roll Neosoma. I'm the Dungeon Master Jakin, and we have the whole cast here again. What luck! And new guys here, yeah. Oh, Iso's here. Awesome. Okay.
Hi, Iso.
So, recap. Last session. Last session, you guys were crossing Lake Michigan on a stolen Higgins boat. And while the majority of the party and all the people with you, all the survivors under your care, were on the other side of the lake, Roy and Big Joe were having a heart-to-heart. And then when the rest of the party was returning with the Higgins boat, suddenly a charred Russian man showed up and wanted their video recording device. And there was an incredibly long scuffle. I think it was 2.5 hours of our session.
Just about, yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah. So still got the remnants of the flu. So hopefully I won't cough as often, but I will still have to mute and cough. So if I missed that, sorry. Anyway, so they tussled. They did not defeat him, but they were able to flee. In the process, the station wagon was totaled. The video recording device was destroyed. However, the tape survived. So the party got across Lake Michigan, and when they arrived at their landing site, their military vehicles and all their survivor friends were all missing, seemingly abducted by the Dutuoa of Chicago. So they decided, even though they watched the scary charred man walk into the water after them, they decided, hey, let's just have a nap right here on the shore. And then a strange Kolrathi, which is one of the creatures from the other world, showed up during Chuck's watch and bartered for their Higgins boat. Gave her a magical amulet and a check for how much?
8 and some zeros.
Yeah, like 8.
I swear it was 8 million.
Yeah, on a piece of driftwood, they wrote a check for $8 million to Roy, and they started to salvage the Higgins boat rather efficiently. But then they decided, hey, we need to call it quits because the charred man had walked all the way across Lake Michigan from the bottom of the lake, and he was emerging. And so the party decided to head west, got in their vehicles, and left right as he came out of the water. They know that their comrades are being held prisoner in Chicago, but they don't have the means to rescue them right now. They did learn that some human folk had established something called the Illinois Energy Barony, and they were. I assume you guys are hoping to run across them. Vegas, you're muted.
Shit. I would think.
I also wasn't talking.
Vegas, you weren't talking.
I would think
Okay.
finding a human community to help us would be good, but we also might want to warn them about the Burning Man, maybe?
Possible.
Asking Roy and the others.
That's. I agree with this.
Also, some stuff not related to the narrative. Last session ended. They received a significant milestone, which the only thing we need to know is that they got a new +1 skill.
Yep.
Who picked their +1 skill?
I did.
I would say everybody go around the table and tell me what your new +1 skill, but I don't think we ever detailed all your skills, so I don't know if it's really that relevant. But audience, just know everyone's got a new +1 skill.
I haven't picked mine yet, but sure.
Yeah.
When did we find out that we got a major milestone?
Significant milestone.
Significant.
Sorry, significant. My
I
bad.
believe that was under our character discussion on the Discord.
Okay.
We should have
Surprise!
tagged everyone, yeah.
I think I did an @ here, so
Yep.
PR,
Yeah,
dropping the ball.
I just had a lot of life. Yeah.
I can relate. All right. So we start today's session with you guys driving across Illinois. I'm getting a little bit of choking on my internet. Hopefully, this time next week we'll have Google Fiber.
Yay!
But
You're
I'm not getting a lot
Google Fiber?
of. We're getting Google Fiber. It might be mid April when it actually comes online. But yes, we're getting Google Fiber, and I'm really excited. Yeah, so
Good
I'm not
for
getting a
you.
lot of drop frames, so it shouldn't be a problem. All right. If there's any choking, chat, let me know. Okay, so you guys are driving in your shush. So I think the only vehicle you have left is the old '30s truck with the silver Airstream mobile home.
Don't we have the Jeep and the other
Nope,
military one?
those got stolen by the Dutuoa
Along with our survivor.
and your fuel.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we're in a very bad position.
Yep.
So, it's late morning. Who's driving, Chuck?
Probably.
Yeah, if we only have one car, it's probably Chuck. I think Chuck's a better driver than
Now, this old truck is a 2, maybe 3-seater if you guys get snug. How are you guys situated? Obviously, we know where Big Joe is. He's jogging alongside.
Hector probably would be in the back. How do you call that?
In the trailer?
Bed.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to be in the bed? I mean, like, the trailer's
Yeah.
hitched to the bed, so...
If it's a pickup, so there's probably room in the back. I don't know how to call that, but it's like the trunk.
That's a cat.
Yeah, she's yelling at me.
Okay. And everyone else is in the front?
I would assume
just-
so.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Bill.
No, I was saying I would assume so that we're in the front. That
Okay. What were you
Just
saying?
before we get too deep into this, Jakin, for our consequences, if we have moderate or lower, do they improve one step at the beginning of a new session, or is that the healing still?
I believe we discussed a campaign rule for physical injuries. If it's moderate or greater, it requires medical treatment before it can
Okay.
downgrade.
Just want to make sure.
yeah,
Medical treatment,
If
which
anyone-
I cannot provide right now. Correct?
If anyone has a minor consequence that you got before last session, go ahead and get rid of it.
no, you tend to hit hard when you hit us, Jake.
But I had a question. Like, I cannot give the kind of medical treatment in those conditions that would be required right now. Correct?
Not right now, no. Not with you in the bed of the truck and everyone else in the cabin. Yeah, it'll be a little difficult.
Yeah, what I mean, when we stop, I could change bandages if that's all that's needed. Clean the wounds, dress
Oh, it's gonna
the
be
wounds.
a skill check.
All right, so I'm gonna try to do that when we have time. I'm gonna.
All right. So, Big Joe, you're the first one to spot this, mostly because of your height advantage, but you're also very perceptive. And yeah, you see what appears to be a rather large crop field.
Any movement?
What kind of crop? Like corn, or is it just like a variety?
It kind of looks. Actually, honestly, it doesn't look like anything you've seen before as a crop.
So tobacco. Okay.
It kind of looks like someone was growing. I mean, the stem of these plants look like rather mature sunflowers.
Okay.
But instead of a sunflower, they're blooming what it looks like a cluster of like black something.
And this is not a flora that Big Joe is familiar with, correct?
That is correct.
Like it's not. Okay, it's not something from.
And
Hey.
I'm guessing Hector is not either, right?
Well, so far only Big Joe has spotted it. It's in the distance.
Apparently someone at this settlement downloaded the Mystical Agriculture mod for their Minecraft server.
Obviously.
I don't know if it was because I've been hit so hard by that man on fire, but I think I see some crops of some sort. And he's kind of like straining his eye as, I mean, his back is still burnt. He has a couple of broken ribs.
Do you normally only see crops under the influence of a concussion? Is this like a Joe Light thing that I wasn't aware of?
This is the first time I've been in this kind of predicament, so a lot of things are new for me right now.
That's fair.
All right, at this point, everyone else can kind of make out what he's talking about. There appears to be some crop rows up ahead.
Well, that doesn't look like anything I know.
Do I
I'm not a farmer,
recognize
though.
the crop?
As you get closer, no, none of you recognize the crop.
I want a sample.
Yeah, I would be careful about taking stuff from, I'm assuming, someone that we don't.
Yeah, that might be wise. I will wait.
We will wait. No, we should drive past it.
Just continue driving.
I mean, I'm not on stopping, and no.
If the car doesn't stop, I'm not getting off, you know?
I'm gonna offer.
Well, I would.
I'm gonna offer a compel. To Hector.
Oh noes. Can we see the board, please?
Yeah, we don't
Yes,
see
I
the board.
can't.
I forgot to
Oh, you
mention.
guys don't see the board?
No.
Stupid GM.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't gonna say it.
I'm gonna compel your I hold the lightning in the bottle. Your curiosity is gonna win the better of you, and you really want to see what's here.
I'm gonna ask Joe to gather one and bring it to me, maybe? Or keep it until we stop? Can you get one sample of those, friend? Please?
And his haggard breathing, having, been jogging with several broken ribs, he's just like, looks at you with a, really? And then goes, oh, all right. And then starts heading over. All you can see, he's rather hesitant about this.
Yeah, and Hector is kinda clutching his gaping chest wound. I feel you, buddy.
No, we shouldn't just send Joe off into the middle of nowhere to grab a piece of plant, because Hector...
Well, I figure it's like 50 meters from the road. The way I picture it, it's not like a trip in itself. I mean, it's not like I think that's a side quest, right?
I've added the scene aspect is strange crop. Unless I accidentally wrote strange crap. Nope, I didn't.
In which case, it's going to be strange crap, because that's...
Alright, so, Big Joe, are you running over to grab one of these plants?
Walking, not running.
Okay.
I'm
What about the vehicle? Is it coming to a stop?
I'm gonna ask them to slow down or stop.
Look, we just agreed we're not going to stop. Now you're like, that's okay, I'm just going to force you to stop by sending...
Well, I'm sorry. I think it might be important. I think it might be important or might yield information on...
It could be a trap.
Do they look edible?
Over, like, leading through the window and hitting the side of the car. Joe, come on!
Big Joe, as you getting a closer look, no, they don't look edible.
No.
Maybe they have a hard shell, but they look rather coarse and firm.
He's still gonna reach out and try to like break off a piece of it. I mean, it worked out well for.
Okay. Someone is shooting at you. You'll be defending with notice.
I said leave that crop alone.
The shooter has a +3. I got a 1.
Yes, I got a 3.
All right. A glint of something passes over your eye, and you turn to see a glint inside a tree. And instinctively, you just kind of take a step back right as a round whizzes past you. And then you all hear the thunderous crack.
Hector is gonna shout like, "Hold off! We're not enemies. We're not poachers. Please."
We're literally stealing this crop.
Yeah.
We're stealing
literally
a
poachers.
plant. We're stealing a plant.
Plant that still counts.
That's poaching.
That's literally the definition of poaching.
That's
It's
like,
only one tiger. What's the big deal?
That's like trying to leave someone's house with their safe, and then they come in with a gun. You're like, wait, we're not thieves.
So in the truck, Bill has he's just
We're just
hunched
movers.
over. Bill is just hunched over on the dashboard, on the dash of the truck, and is like, "What did I just fucking say?"
Hector can't hear you. You're inside.
But Big Joe is immediately. And then back up.
I'm just honking the horn.
Have you guys come to a stop in the truck?
I'm really slow, letting the engine crawl.
Got it.
Because I refuse to come to a stop.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't stop if there's a shooter. He might actually try to shoot at us, so I wouldn't stop. But yeah, slowing down sounds like a smart idea.
I'm trying to honk to let Big Joe know that we should probably
You cut out right after probably.
just leave.
Oh, okay. Well,
we should make like shepherds and get the flock out of here.
minus 50 DKP.
Okay.
Since I accepted the compel, I'm gonna roleplay that. I mean, at this point, Hector just jumps out of the truck, and he kind of limps towards Big Joe. He's got a gun in his hand, but he's also got his hands in the air, gun pointing at the sky. Not trying to be threatening, but he's still gonna defend himself if they attack.
Alright, in the direction of the shot, there's a small group of trees. Just kind of like a maybe 100-foot wide little woods. And emerging from it are 3 motorcycles. One of which has a little car attachment.
Okay. And are they heading
That's what it's
our
called.
way?
Yeah, they're heading right for you.
Is the car occupied by a golden retriever wearing goggles?
God, I wish.
Yes.
Cricket noises.
Yes!
Now I'm scared. But yeah, I mean, I'm guessing they're gonna come towards Big Joe and Hector, so I'm just gonna wait with my hands in the air. Unless they shoot.
Chuck. Put it in park.
Big Joe is moving back to the vehicle.
Okay, at this point, there's not a lot of distance between y'all. And then the other group arrives. The dog jumps out, and the 3 men kind of step off. Actually, it's 2 men and 1 woman. One of them is holding a double-barreled shotgun, and the other 2 are carrying machetes.
Hello there, friends. Let's not get to violence. I mean, we're not thieves. I didn't mean to steal your crop. I was merely curious, and I want to study it. It's the first time I see it. Maybe we could come to an arrangement. Maybe.
The largest man, the one with the double-barreled shotgun, he hasn't pointed it at you guys, but he's holding it with both hands, and he says, "Okay, well, this is our coal."
How did you call it? Coal. Interesting. I'm gonna take a note in my book. I mean, I'm gonna sling my gun over my shoulder. Gonna take my book and my pen out. I'm gonna note coal because it's like that's what he calls it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coal on a plant. That's interesting.
It's
a coal. It's a coal.
plant.
What do you use it for?
Thank
What do
you.
you use it for? Do you eat it? Do you process it?
They look at each other and they're like, "It's coal."
Oh, okay. Oh, so he's taking notes. Ooh.
The lady with the machete says, Yeah, it grows on plants now. Like, she's like acknowledging that it's weird.
Okay, that's our bad. Let's get in the freaking car.
Are you with the Illinois Energy Board? I think that was.
The barony.
Sorry, barony. Thank you, Big Joe. We're new here.
The lady like puts a machete on her shoulder and she's like, "Yeah, that's us. Who are you guys with? Are you from Detroit? I mean, you don't look like you're from Detroit."
No, in fact, we only passed through Detroit, and we had to be quick about it. If you know them, we've crossed Lake Michigan. We're simple travelers.
Oh. And that's the door. Well, yeah, this coal field is it belongs to the barony. But we're open to trade if you guys need some, although I don't know, maybe.
Do you receive many visitors?
Sure, we trade with anybody that comes by, and we shoot anybody that tries to steal.
Yeah, sorry once again about that.
Don't normally trade with Joe Light.
That's right.
Well, he's barely need coal, do they? Which is exactly why we're just gonna leave.
Well, I mean, if they give us our leave, I'm simply gonna ask them how long until we reach their community, and that's where we're headed.
So you ask them where they're based, and you telling them that you're headed there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. The big guy with the shotgun just kind of he says, "Well, we're always on the move. But I think the fleet is maybe 4 miles in that direction. We can call it in if you guys want directions."
Sure, I don't mind. Thank you for your help.
All right. He turns to the other man and like kind of like nudges him, and he gets back on his motorcycle and he drives back towards the trees.
So, are we supposed to follow him? Or?
No, he's going to he's getting to the radio, and he's gonna figure out where the fleet is.
So we're just gonna chit chat with the guys.
Okay. What do you chit chat about?
So this is coal, huh?
Yep, it grows out of the ground now. Really bizarre, but we're thankful for it.
Yeah, first time I see that.
Just for information, Bill's gonna step out of the car. Well, step out of the car, like I mean, just like kind of lean out of the car and be like, "So, what would the caravan that you guys have be looking for in terms of?"
Well, we always need bullets.
Fair enough. Everybody needs that. Have you guys? What about the surroundings here? Because right now, everywhere we've went has tried to pretty much kill us.
Really?
So,
I assume you ran into the Dutuo of the Chicago Isles?
Yep.
Bastards.
We also ran into nature. We also ran into bandits. We also ran into pretty much everything that is hostile. So, what about around here? What can we expect?
Well, the barony's pretty peaceful, except for occasional clashes with the Dutuo.
Speaking of them, where are they located? If you know.
Chicago Isles, that's where they're based.
Okay. Do you know, like, have you guys ever tried to take them down? Like, do you know their numbers, stuff like that?
They're pretty well dug in, and we're not really interested in,
picking a fight.
Yeah, we're more defensive rather than offensive.
That's understandable. And have they ever taken some of your crew?
Yeah.
What usually happens to them?
We don't know.
You've never seen them again or ever investigated?
No, but the Baron's been thinking about marshaling against Detroit. Not Detroit, Chicago.
Well, that's an interesting thing to hear. And besides that, are you guys just protecting this field, or is there of your concessions that we should be mindful of around here?
Well, we just worry about the fields mostly, and this is just one of them.
So essentially, any field we see here is under your protection?
Yep.
We should just try to steal in
You
general.
hear that, Hector? Don't pick anything from weird field.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna trade for it next time.
We had barbed wire, but I guess nature didn't like that. The fields are okay, but the barbed wire goes into the ground. The lady kind of smirks, and she says, "Yeah, we're waiting for barbed wire plants next."
But so you just plant barbed wires on post, and the ground just like whoop.
Basically.
That, yeah, okay.
Usually overnight.
So, how about that local semi-professional sports franchise?
Actually, we're doing a little baseball thing with the fleet.
Go on.
Well, you know, just passing time.
Keeping morale up. Do you not recognize? Do you not know you're in front of Roy Hartsfield, number 44?
They both just kind of look at each other and they're like very awkward now. They don't want to insult anyone, but it's obvious they don't know.
I'll just be over here.
I suddenly forgot who you supposedly played for.
Crying softly.
What is all that rapid tapping? Whoever that is, stop it.
Sorry.
Oh my god.
Who did I play for? It's been so long I can hardly remember. It was a Red Sox farm team out of, I want to say, out of Indianapolis.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, most of us are, you know, from Illinois, so.
Yeah, but you'd be familiar.
No one's perfect. Awkward silence.
All right, and then the other motorcycle starts to come back, and when he shows up, he's like, "All right, I know where they're at. I can escort y'all there if you want."
Spectacular. That would be greatly appreciated.
I went ahead and let him know that a Joe like that doesn't want to kill everybody is coming.
Yeah, it's always good to warn about our good friend Big. He tends to make quite an impression on new people.
Yeah, we're actually we're gonna have some words with our marksman, considering he missed.
Yeah, no offense, Joe, but how did he miss?
And we'll find out. All right, well, you guys get in your thing, and I'll take y'all there.
Much obliged.
All right, so you guys pile in, and you start following the motorcyclist. You put the field behind you, and you eventually come across what it looks to be a cattle herd. And there are a few.
I'm gonna lean out toward and just kind of loudly towards the bed of the truck. Hector, no.
I got it. Okay.
All right, and then you see what appears to be a large gathering of vehicles. Lots of trailers, lots of trucks, some cars, and it's parked beside a not a cornfield, a cotton field. Cotton field's not very large because this isn't exactly the climate for cotton, but nonetheless, there they have it.
And as a joke to lighten the mood, Bill's gonna turn to Roy and say, "Roy, no," because of all the cars.
All right, while the humans are dicking around, Big Joe, you notice something unusual.
More than coal growing out of ground on plants?
Maybe not, but there appear to be a handful of dirigibles circling the fleet, as it's called.
Fair enough. You don't expect to see that very often.
Not blimps, dirigibles. There's a difference.
Has Big Joe ever seen dirigibles?
Most likely not.
Most likely not.
Okay. So upon seeing these large floating things in the sky, he's just gonna look up in amazement and say, "I have never seen anything like that before. Are they friendly? Are they gonna eat me? They seem like they are full, so I think we are safe, friends." And he's gonna
They're not gonna eat you, and I'm fairly certain they haven't seen someone like you eat.
Those are vehicles, Big Joe. Just like this truck, he's gonna tap the side of the car. Except they're flying. You should see the Boeing.
I wish I could see this Bowen.
I'll try to find a picture for you, and he's gonna take a note in his notebook.
I've seen a Boatin. Is it like a Bowden?
Not quite. Hector says with a big smile. He's gonna let the suspense build for Big Joe.
So they are not. Okay, so they're not. You sure they're not gonna eat because they look mighty full, and they look like
they're filled with air. That's how they float.
And humans.
No, that's not gonna help his picture in his mind.
Well, the vehicles. So, all right, I'm just gonna take a moment here, and he's just gonna step back and just keep casting a glance up at them, but also trying to survey what's around him.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep driving to our destination. This single stupid conversation.
All right, the motorcyclist takes you guys. Oh, sorry, you were lagging. I think I stepped on you there.
No, it's okay. I said that was the single most stupid conversation I've ever heard, and I sold a boat.
Worth the repeat.
Challenge accepted.
Oh no.
All right.
So he takes you to this large central vehicle that appears to be 3 flatbed trucks that have been combined together. Where only one, there's only one cabin in the front, and then beside it are like all these engine parts, and this rather large, for lack of a better word, trailer, with a small kind of almost like a steeple sticking up, and there's a man standing in the steeple, so it's more like a tower, a guard tower of some sort, because he's armed with a grand or a garand. And the motorcyclist takes you up here, and he says, Baron McQuaid is in there. I gotta get back.
Fair enough. I think we got it from here.
And as he drives off, behind this large vehicle, you see that the fleet is surrounded around this kind of strange mechanical mass. It kind of looks like an organized pile. like something laid flat that is supposed to be much larger. You see what looks like kind of the shapes of balloon cells, much like you would use on a dirigible or a zeppelin, and frames, and it's just kind of like, it's hard to really understand, but you imagine that this would be a rather large dirigible or zeppelin if it were completed.
You got. Looks like
Wow,
a big blimp.
that is so cool.
Flying
Hector's gonna
natural.
try to sketch as much of it as he can.
If God would have meant us to be in the sky, he'd have given us wings.
Really, look at God. Look at what God gave us. Really, you're gonna complain about the blimp?
I'm wondering if maybe they're gonna need a lot of fuel to move that thing around. And I'm wondering if maybe we don't want to be around if we need it.
Right.
I hate to sound so jaded and hard.
Yes, because you sound completely jaded at the moment. No, it's an absolutely understandable, viable concern, and a wise thing to point out.
To be fair, though, you would assume they probably use fuel, don't get me wrong, but since they protect very heavily, according to what we've seen, their fields of coal, those blimps probably run on coal more than... Because otherwise, why would you waste your time protecting a field of coal?
Because the coal is valuable to other people, I suppose.
But in which case, if everybody's using fuel, I think they do more than others.
I do believe Bill has a point.
Shut up, Bill.
But
well, another.
How do we propose we go through this? I don't mind being cautious. I mean, we've been backstabbed in pretty much every place we've ever been. I'm still hurt from the last fight. Not willing to take another fight.
Yeah, I'm saying I don't want to stick around very long. We're all still hurt from the last fight. We're still vulnerable. Well, y'all are.
And he's probably still following us. You know, we just led him directly to these people.
A burning man with dirigibles, that's a good combo.
Well, I mean, there's a big field of coal. If he touches that, we're gonna have a party.
Speaking of, I'm gonna try and get the attention of the guy bringing us.
Bringing what?
The motorcycle guy that.
Oh, he just took off. He's like, "Here you go, bye."
Oh.
Yeah, he pointed us toward the big leader, and he said like he's in that vehicle. So at this point, it's our choice if we want to step out.
Right. We're looking for Randy Quaid.
You don't know his first name, but it's Mick Quaid. Mac Quaid. McQuaid.
Mac Quaid. Mac Quaid.
Mac Quaid.
Okay, well, I'm looking for him.
Okay.
Well, according to the cycle guy, he's in the vehicle in front of us. So.
Right.
So I'm actively hopping out and looking for him.
So you come to a set of double wooden doors, and you open them. And inside appears to be a 2-story, incredibly condensed sort of town hall.
That's a ground structure. That's a vehicle. The pod. It's like, okay, it's a pod. Nice.
I did not say it was a pub.
Oh, you did not. I thought you had answered with So it's like a house. It's a pod. It's a.
I said it's a. Did I cut out?
It's a ground structure.
I missed it. I mean.
Okay, I said it's a condensed town hall.
Okay.
And that's within the truck, right?
Yeah. That's inside. So when you guys come in, there's kind of like half walls quite everywhere, and right in front of you is kind of a reception area, with a woman manning a desk. She looks up and she's like, "Oh, visitors. How can I help you?"
Looking for McQuaid.
Oh,
Please
okay.
and thank you.
She looks to the left towards the back of the vehicle where a small office, the only enclosed area within this trailer, is this kind of really small office. And she's like, "Okay, 1 second." And she gets up and she heads over there. Big Joe, what are you doing since you can't enter?
Just trying to. I mean, he's outside, but he's just trying to look as friendly as possible, waving to people, being like, "Hi, hello."
You get a few like. Most people just like.
Then he's gonna throw out a. So how about them local sports teams?
All right.
And then he'll do like the lean up against a wall and then kind of fall and straighten himself out.
You're gonna.
There's no walls, just cars. You lean up against a car.
That's the side of the truck, right?
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
okay.
it has some walls to it,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
kind of like his hand kind of indents a little. He just goes back to.
Okay. The secretary comes back and she says, "Baron McQuaid will see you now."
Thank you.
Very well.
Yeah, we walk in.
Okay. So you enter this office, which is about the width of a desk, and it has a small, and actually you can see where it was cut to fit, smaller desk, kind of shoved to split the middle. There's a pair of chairs on your side, and a man with a predominant mustache, and a button-up shirt and slacks with a tie. And he's got his sleeves rolled up, and he immediately stands up as you guys enter, and he comes around the desk, and he extends a hand to the closest person to him, and he says, "Elliot McQuaid."
I have an important description question for you, Jake.
Okay.
Is his mustache predominant and falling nicely, just smoothly, or do they have kind of this point where he goes
neither.
like
It's just,
excellent?
Yeah, it has.
just a big bushy caterpillar.
Oh, even better.
Okay, so he doesn't have evil points. Okay, so he might not be evil.
No, it's the Ned Flanders stash.
Nice. Okay, I can trust a little more now.
Baron McQuaid, it's a.
Whoa. Don't call me that.
You don't want to stand on ceremony. I'm not one to offer offense. Mr. McQuaid?
Sure.
Mr. McQuaid, Roy Hartsfield. Pleasure to meet you.
He shakes your hand, and he's like, "Pleasure to meet you, Roy, and your compatriots. I heard you brought a Joe light."
We did. Just briefly, Chuck, Bill, Hector.
Quick salute.
He kind of puts one butt cheek on his desk and kind of takes a teacher pose, and he goes, "You guys look like you've been in a war zone."
Yes, sir, we have.
Everybody.
Jesus, well, what happened?
Well, to give you a quick summary, if I may, Roy, essentially everything that we've encountered and everyone that we've encountered since we started this little fun journey that we've had has been trying to backstab us, kill us, steal from us, murder us, bury us, and maybe eat us. I don't know at this.
What? Clarification. Flip has done none of those things.
You're right. Okay, so there was one occasion out of probably 100 where this didn't.
Well, in my fleet, nobody's going to try to kill you, or all those other things. After we're done talking here, you guys can head over to the doctor's trailer. He'll see you.
We would be eternally grateful.
Where you come from? Where are you going? Where do you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
Hey, you said no music reference.
Minus 50 DKP.
There you go. It's all balanced.
we're actually heading out towards Montana. We've gathered from all over what was the Midwest. There's more of us, but that's another problem at the moment. But yeah, we're heading out towards Montana. We hear there's a bit of a safe haven out there in the northern Rockies that we're going to try and get to.
He kind of like leans back and he's like, "Okay, yeah, all right. Well, I mean, yeah, we can patch you up and send you on your way, but you know, resources are scarce. I can't part with anything."
No. We're not asking for handouts, sir. We just basically we appreciate the hospitality while we're here.
He gets up and he kind of goes around to his desk and he pulls open a drawer and he starts going through some papers. And then he pulls out like a manila folder and opens it. And he's like, "You guys head into Erelon?"
Yes, sir.
Hey,
Huh. He closes the folder and he's like, "Yeah, there's a group of people here that I've been talking about it. Apparently a woman traveling with an escort was headed east. She had with her some kind of, I don't know, one of them portable movie things."
Okay. Do you know what might have happened to her?
No, that was a couple years ago.
I mean, she said she was from Erelon.
Yep.
I mean, what kind of information did you get? I mean, anything you could share with us would be.
Sorry, I didn't talk to her. One of the hunters, I think, Debbie Shane talked to her.
Debbie Shane?
Yeah.
Would it be too much to ask if we could maybe approach this Debbie Shane and
Sure,
see if
yeah.
they're willing to?
I don't know where she's at in the fleet. It's kind of every time we move, it gets a little disorganized.
Understood.
But
Understood.
ask around. Someone will know where she is.
All right. No, well, again, greatly appreciated. Yeah, no, like I was saying, we're not looking for any handouts. We might be able to offer something in trade. Maybe you've got something we could use. We've got something you could use. But are you guys planning on hunkering down here for a little bit at least? Are you imminently on your way out?
Well, I like to move around without a set schedule.
Okay.
I figured
makes sense.
Confuse nature as much as possible, if that is possible.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so we're going to be parking here for 3 days. This is day 2. So tomorrow, we'll start packing up. And then the next day, we'll move. We relocate the fleet every couple of days. No longer than a week.
Well, I'm sure I don't want to ask exactly where you're headed. That's you gotta keep your people safe. So I don't want to jeopardize those chances.
He kind of chuckles and he's like, "We're not exactly hidden."
Fair. No, we gotta go hunt down some friends of ours, some people under our care that got taken by the Dutuoa.
Chicago.
Yeah.
Whew.
And
kind of like jostles his tie.
Yeah. No respect.
Well, you guys look like you've been in quite a few scrapes and come out the other side. And you got a Joelite with you?
Yep.
I've actually been, he sits down in his chair, he's like, I've actually been thinking a lot about the Chicago Isles. We're trying to organize, get people ready to take it out. It's a constant thorn on our side. We got due to all kidnapping people, shooting people. They burned a field 2 weeks ago. Oof. I'm very interested in putting a stop to Chicago. Problem is, they got a Cal Ray inside.
Yes, yeah, that's what I've heard.
His name is Apuru An.
Apuru An?
I don't know. You got weird names.
Fair. Well, it sounds like, Mr. McQuaid, we may be on the same road, as it were, heading the same direction. At least in that. Maybe if you're looking to make a move soon, we might be able to help each other out.
Yeah, I could definitely use some capable fighters.
Well, we're gonna have to move pretty quick because, do you happen to know what the Chicago folk do with their prisoners? Like, I'm not expecting they eat them.
Right. No, I've had a couple people try to scope it out. Mostly just slave labor, I reckon.
Still no good.
Yeah. How many people are you missing?
13.
Oh.
Brief pause, guys. Was it 13? I
think it was 12.
12? I don't remember the exact number.
Yeah, 12
it went up to 13 because we gained Flip, and then we gained the guy that we turned.
Yeah. His name was Arnold.
Because we started with 11.
You started with 10.
Oh, never mind.
So it is 12.
Okay, it is 12. Yeah, 12. We got 12 lost souls out there that were kind of relying on us to keep them safe.
I got an ace in the hole. He reaches into that still open drawer and pulls out another vanilla folder, opens it, and kind of throws it on the table.
Would have been funny if it had been a card, just an ace, like an actual card.
This is a magical card Kolrathi gave me.
Did you trade him a boat?
How'd you know?
I'll pick up the folder and take a look-see.
All right, you're looking at engineering specs for a weaponized armed dirigible.
I'm gonna peek over his shoulder. What are the weapons?
I'm just gonna outright hand it to Hector because he's the smart one here on that stuff.
The specs don't specify an exact weapon, but it seems to be it's going to be mounted with maybe a dozen small arms and some homemade bombs.
Cold bombs. Ooh. He's gonna look at the file and make sounds like oh, nice. And that's it.
Keep it in your pants there, Hector. You got one of these up and running?
Not only that, we got I've got a pair of planes. I mean, they're from World War II, but Mustangs.
All right. I mean, if you're looking to move on them, how soon are you ready to move?
Well, they may call me Baron, but it's a little more democratic than it may sound. I gotta get everybody on board, and I'm actually getting a lot of opposition from Debbie there, the one I told you about.
Okay.
Why is she giving you a position, out of curiosity?
Well, we're building, people started calling it a blimp city. Well, it's not really a city, more like a mansion. Well, it's a little bigger than that. But, it's just a flying complex, if you will.
Okay.
She wants to get everybody she can and take that thing to Montana. And I want to weaponize it and use it to hit the Chicago Isles.
Why can't we do both? Or why can't you do both? I'm sorry.
I was gonna ask that.
I didn't mean to assume us in that.
Well, I don't want to belittle y'all's hope, but I don't know about this Erelon thing. I reckon we heard about it 2 years ago. It's probably got devoured by nature by now. I'm more interested in right here. We got a good thing going here. All we need to do is just take out our enemy, and then we can live in peace. Yeah, it's kind of annoying to be migrating everybody everywhere, but we got a dozen coal fields. We don't got an energy issue. We don't got a fuel issue.
That's fair. All right, so at the expense of speaking for everyone, and by all means, gentlemen, stop me if you disagree. I got a proposition.
Let's hear it.
You want to move on Chicago. We want to move on Chicago. We want our people back. You want to put a serious hurting in the side of this Kalra. Get him to leave you alone. But you've got someone that doesn't want to move on Chicago. They want to move everyone to Erelon. We kind of also want to go check out Erelon. We see what we can do to help convince your opposition here to move ahead with your plan on the contingency that she and anyone else that wants to, once we're done with that, can kind of head on over to Erelon with us, check it out. If it pans out, we send word back to you, and if it's legit, it could be better than what you've got going here. If it's not, you're still here. You still got your territory. You still got your good thing going, and you didn't really lose out on much. But if it is good,
let me stop it right there. Sounds like a good plan. If you can get Debbie to agree to get her and the hunters on my side, I need their guns. And I don't want any kind of, ownership issues with the Blimp City.
Fair. Chuck, Bill, Hector, any objections to that proposition?
Not really. We got access to the doctor's thing. I was not on board to go fight with the Chicago Isles just by ourselves, but if we have some backup, I'm a little bit more prone to think with. So
Hector simply nodded. Go ahead, Molly.
How long until the Blimp City is even ready to be militarized? Is it ready now?
I muted myself on the stream because of all the noise in my house. Let me restart that. I've already put some rudimentary defenses on the Blimp City, but I really want to go all out. Could take a week, could take a month, but I need to get the okay. I'm getting a lot of pushback from a certain group of people in the community, and it's kind of ground things to a halt. So, yeah.
But if we can get them on board.
Besides, you guys look like you could use at least a week to recover.
Mm-hmm. Once we're patched up, we probably can help with some. Well, I can help with some technical stuff also.
Sounds like a plan.
Chuck, you good? Yeah. All right. Let's we're gonna go run this by our buddy Big Joe outside. I don't see it necessarily being an issue. If anything changes, I'll come talk to you. If not, we're gonna look for Debbie and see what we can't see if we can't get some sort of agreement going.
That would be great. He puts on a big smile, comes around the desk one more time, gives you a big handshake. It's a pleasure meeting you, Roy.
You too, Mr. McQuaid. I'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good.
Darn, should have offered to play for his team.
So as we're walking out, Bill's gonna lean over to Roy and be like, "Roy, just for future proofing a possible issue, do you know what Big Joe likes to eat the most? Because we might need a carrot on a stick to get him on."
Oh, that's kind of a good point. I'm not too fond of the idea myself.
We don't have to.
What are you gonna say, Molly?
I said we don't really have to be on the blimp.
True, we could be on the ground.
If we're on the blimp city, then that means all of our forces are localized in the exact same place.
That's a fair point.
Yeah, fair point.
Yeah, let's burn that bridge when.
Yeah, sure. Might be panicking for.
Head on out and look for Joe being super duper cool like he is.
We don't have to go far to find him.
Actually, they do.
Uh-oh.
Because seeing as they took so long, Big Joe has wandered off deeper into this city, having heard the wonderful dulcet tones of some "Fly Me to the Moon" just kind of like wafting through, and is now in the middle of exploring this caravan, trying to find the source of the music.
Awesome.
It would still not be difficult to find him, as he is taller than all the vehicles.
Yeah,
granted, you are not, so yeah.
Catching up to him, he has quite the length of legs to like just walk faster than us.
Alright, well, how do you guys want to hunt him down?
Well, Bill is actually going to say, because he's like, he's been shot up pretty bad, he's actually going to say, well, if you don't think you'll need me, I might actually stop at the doctor's trailer.
Gonna get Big Joe and then we're both gonna go with you. But yeah, go ahead first. He can't process more than one people.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get checked up first.
You don't need to go to the doctor.
Chuck, you're breaking up real bad. I didn't hear any of that.
Yeah, everything just broke up. I waited. I was just saying, should the people who really, really need to go to the medical bay, effectively, go get Big Joe and do that, and then myself and Roy could look for this hunter?
My plan exactly, so yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be looking around for Big Joe. I'm probably not walking or running fast due to my wound, but my friend, I know he's also hurt. Maybe lost. I'm a bit worried until I find Big Joe like listening to a tune.
Okay. So, Bill is going to go find the doctor. Hector is going to go find Big Joe. And Chuck and Roy are going to look for Debbie.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like it, yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Split the party. Always a good idea.
Well, in this game, it happens a lot.
Alright, we will determine initiative on who we're going to go to first by having each of you roll notice. And we'll just go in order. Except only one of you from Roy or Chuck will roll. So, Roy, go ahead. Roy, Bill, and Hector.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez.
Roy, Bill, and Hector. I didn't open my sheet because I'm really bad at
Actually,
that.
If you want to roll, Chuck, you can roll.
I've only got a 1, but...
Oh, same. Yeah, you can roll it.
You can both roll it, since there's 2 of you.
Fine.
Big oof. Okay. Bill got a 3, Hector got a 2, Roy and Chuck each got a 1. So, Bill, we're gonna resolve your stuff first. Oh, we need to do a new scene aspect.
Magic.
Doctor's gonna be named Scalpel, and he's gonna be the long lost brother of Flip, and I'm probably just gonna walk.
Okay. I couldn't think of anything clever. I'm just gonna call it the car fleet. That's gonna be the scene aspect. So, Bill.
Yes.
You find a trailer of modest size with a wooden sign that's kind of propped up on top that just says "Doctor."
Sounds like I found what I wanted to find. So I don't know the culture here. I'm wondering if I need to knock on the door. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do both of what I was expecting to do. So I'm gonna give a quick knock on the door and then like kind of try to open, see if it's unlocked, and like peek in, kind of warn of my presence, and then go.
Okay. You kind of crack the door open, and then you hear a female voice go, hello?
I'm gonna step in. Well, start stepping in and say, "Hi, am I in the right place to see that?"
Yes, the doctor's with someone, but he'll be done soon. Do you want to take a seat?
Well, certainly. I don't mind. No elevator music.
Okay. So you sit down, and the trailer's kind of partitioned by a curtain, and you can hear mumbling behind it. And eventually the curtain is drawn, and a man in a doctor's attire and another man kind of come out, and he's like, be sure to take those pills I gave you, and remember, only one a week, because we gotta make them last. And he's like, thanks, Doc. And he heads out, and he's like, oh, hello. I see.
Hi there.
Okay, well, come on back.
Well, I've never had such good service. Never have to wait. So I'm gonna follow him back through the curtains, and once I'm past the curtains, I'm gonna do a quick notice or a quick check of like how does the place. I'm not expecting pristine, obviously, but as long as there's no rats and like cockroaches running around, I should be pretty fine.
No, it's actually very
It's great.
amicable. Yeah, this man appears to know what he's doing.
Okay. So, well, I guess I'll just follow him for now and see if he has any instructions to give me.
Yeah, behind the curtain you find what appears to be like a dentist's chair. And when you kind of like give it a look, he's like, I'm not a dentist, but that's all we could find. So just have a seat.
Fair enough. I mean, I find them comfortable anyway, so much better than the cold slap. I'm gonna sit on the chair.
He's just looking at you, and he kind of looks like you got shot a lot.
You should become an investigator because your skills at detecting what the problem is a.
Well, I saw worse in Korea, but this is pretty bad. I'm surprised you're walking. You're not too attached to that shirt, I hope.
No, I can just pull it over my head and pull it up.
No, I meant like, I don't know if you noticed, but I don't know what color it was before, but now it's red.
Oh, sure, I'll wash it.
Alright, well, go ahead and get that shirt off, and I'll take a look.
Okay, so I'll take the shirt off and let him have a look. And while he's looking, I'm gonna say, just an FYI, you're gonna have 2 more people that will be coming over and get some help as well.
Jeez.
And yeah, in similar condition that I am. One of them being worse than I am, but he.
I think someone worse than you would be dead.
No, trust me. When you'll see him,
you're gonna experience some pain, and then he touches you, and you're like, ah! Yep. Okay. All right. So
that's the DM saying, "Shut up, Bill."
No. The doctor is doing a job.
Yeah, he's doing his job. I'm trying to talk, and he's like, "Does this hurt?" It's like, "Oh yes, there's a bullet in there."
Yeah. So he's like, "Okay, so looking at your exit wounds here, I think you got about 3 bullets inside of you. Now, obviously, the fact that how long ago were you shot?"
Jakin,
it was like yesterday.
About a day ago.
Yeah,
a day ago. So Bill's gonna say about a day ago we did what we could with what.
Okay. Well, the fact that you haven't bled out, man, means that didn't hit any arteries. Unfortunately, I don't have an X-ray machine, but I mean, I'm used to this kind of guerrilla stuff. Now, do you have full range of movement, or I mean, obviously, you were shot yesterday, so I reckon any kind of movement would hurt. So,
yes, and I haven't tried doing acrobatics. I figured it would have been a bad idea.
Have you vomited? Blood in the urine? Blood in the stool?
Not as far as I know, but I didn't particularly pay attention to that. We're kind of been on the road nonstop, so it was kind of a go and leave.
Okay, well, he opens a cabinet. I need a sample. I'll give you some privacy. He steps behind the curtain.
Don't speak. I can't do it if I hear people speak.
You have to do a roll for that, Bill. Roll physique.
Physique. Roll shoot.
No, I'm not gonna put it everywhere. God damn it. Okay, so I do what the doctor tells me to.
Okay. He comes back in and he's like, okay, good. No blood in the urine. That's good. All right, so I think, I mean, I need to observe you for a few days. But I think these bullets haven't hit anything major. Obviously, we need to seal up the wounds, but removing them would cause more damage, and at this point, considering you're walking and talking, I don't think it's worth it. But it's up to you.
Kinda don't want to live with bullets inside me. Do you think, no, if you seal me up, it's gonna heal, and then it's gonna be almost impossible to remove outside of, like, very precise surgery?
Yeah. We would need to remove them before sealing them up. There's a very good chance, though, depending on where these bullets are, and the fact that, as you can see, I've got the equipment of a high school clinic. There's a good chance it could go bad. But if we get those bullets out of there, then you won't have to worry about it down the line.
What are my odds, doctor? What do you think are my odds? I know you don't have the equipment to give me precise odds, but what do you think are my proximate?
Honestly, I couldn't say until I get in there. Just from the fact of your state right now, I don't think we might cause some damage if we go inside, but I don't think, unless we nick an artery or something like that, your chances are decent of coming out of it, but it may increase your recovery time.
Well, you're a professional here, so
I mean, I did a lot of this in Korea, of this kind of stuff. But in someone your condition, we would fly them out to a hospital. So,
we don't have that option.
We do not have a hospital.
Out of character, I did not expect the wounds to be so, like, bad.
Well, it's a moderate consequence, and his moderate consequence is literally riddled with bullets. That's what it's called.
Riddled. Yeah, it's different than mine, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe it would help. Out of character, maybe it would help if I would help the doctor.
Yeah, that might
would
be a
give
thing.
better chances.
Definitely.
Let's hope I get there in time.
Yeah, well, by the time we're done here, or by the time he's like
I'll tell you
in
what,
the middle of investigating me,
you'll think about it. But I'm gonna go ahead and stitch up all the through and through.
Non-bullet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll get started on that, and you can tell me how the hell you got shot. Oh, actually, you know what? We don't have a lot of pain relievers, so here's a stick. We'll talk after.
Oh dear lord. I'm a wuss. I forgot to tell you, I'm a wuss.
Well, if you pass out, it'll make it easier. And he gets a fresh pair of gloves.
Yeah, I'll probably pass out. No kidding, I have no physique, so make me roll physique, and if I roll, like...
No, we'll fade to black. Alright, Hector.
Yes.
You find Big Joe. Big Joe is in a kind of, like, circle of vehicles. He's kind of standing off to the side, and there's a small campfire that isn't lit right now. It looks like it was lit because it's still smoking, but someone just put it out. And it looks like people are having lunch, and there are a few people playing some instruments and singing.
All right, I'm gonna come besides Big Joe, and I'm gonna ask him, "Hey, friend, what are you up to?"
I just happened to hear something that caught my attention and couldn't help myself but be drawn towards it. And
Oh yes,
I've
go ahead.
I've always been amazed by what you humans can do. This music. Never have I heard anything like that from where I come from. We don't make sounds like that unless it's to talk or to yell.
You don't, and you like it. Hector is then gonna take a moment to listen to the music. Oh, yeah, they're pretty good. It's been a long time. I haven't heard a live band. What
Yes.
kind of music are they playing?
Yes, Big Joe, what kind of music are they playing?
Well, given that it's a live band, they're playing some like deep country cuts.
I like it.
So that's basically what Hector's gonna explain to Big Joe. This kind of music, it originates from blah blah blah, because I actually don't know all that,
Sure.
but Hector would. And then he's gonna say like, even though the mood
Hi,
is
kitty.
good here, do you need to go to? Let's get. Do you need to get your wounds looked at? We have an opportunity here. We could help you with your wound.
I am in a lot of pain. I must say it is something I am not used to.
All right,
So,
follow
sorry, I
me.
keep cutting you off.
I know it's like I always think you're done, and I should wait a little bit more, be more
Yeah, it's
patient.
the way he talks. He takes pauses. You're just gonna have to give him some space. Give him some space.
Like Shatner.
That is my
As a matter of fact,
idol.
That's your idol?
As a matter of fact, I have another character in another campaign who did the same thing, and I always also got cut off. So yeah, I'm gonna be more mindful of that. But yeah, since he did, Hector is kind of socially awkward, so he's gonna just turn around. He's gonna holler at Big Joe like, yeah, let's get to the doctors. And you can still keep talking meanwhile, he's gonna reply.
So you guys are gonna head over to the doctor that you don't know where it is? So you're gonna wander until you find it?
I might want to ask around. I don't have.
Well, Big Joe's got the bird's eye view, so he'll be able to spot that big sign. Granted, does Big Joe, can he read English?
I would say so, considering him and Chuck have...
Yes. Okay. Yes, that makes sense.
I mean, he obviously still has problems with some words that are
makes poetry
new.
difficult.
Yeah. But Big Joe will follow after Hector, but there's this like kind of pause where he looks back and just for a good 20-30 seconds just stares at the musicians. It almost seems like forlorn to leave, but eventually pushes off and starts to head, lumbering as he does.
And Hector is not hard to catch up to. He's probably limping very bad at this point.
You know, I once read that music was the universal language of mankind, and I get it. I get it.
Yeah, it's good. You can see that like Hector's kind of out of it, and he's lost. He's trying to find the doctor's office, and has no idea where he's going. So probably like tracing his steps back from what he came from, and going in the direction that Bill headed to when they separated.
Well, you might be able to follow the Dr. White. I'm not.
This won't hurt a bit. You lied! All right, Roy and Chuck. And Roy froze. He unmuted and froze. And there he goes.
Oh no!
So how's everybody doing?
Doing good, you?
It's a madhouse right now. I don't know how much is.
I
know you guys can hear a lot, but I don't know how much my noise reducer is saving the stream.
Not too bad.
He's back.
It was screaming earlier.
Still muted though. I can't hear him.
No, I'm not muted.
I can hear him now.
Yeah, no. As soon as I tried to unmute, Discord was like, "Nope."
Or we can crash. Question for you: why do you have a wind chime adjacent to a air conditioning vent?
Because my daughter made it for me for Father's Day.
Okay, that's a valid. Yeah, cool. My daughter was born on Father's Day, so
Why?
My niece.
Why?
All I'm saying is I'm winning. So Roy and Chuck.
Thank you for trying to salvage that, Chuck. I appreciate that. But Jakin is a certifiable douche nozzle, so
hurtful.
Honestly, though, it sucks for Jakin because really it means every father's spent at small child birthday parties and never about him.
You know what? I'm strangely okay with it. Because it's never about me anyway.
I would be too.
Yeah. All right. So, Roy and Chuck, you guys eventually have found where the hunters gather. You followed the smell of smoked meats. And it's out towards the edge of the fleet. And after doing some asking... Actually, no. Let's go ahead and... Yeah. So you guys found the hunters.
What was her name? Was it Betty White?
Debbie.
It wasn't Betty White.
Debbie Shane?
Debbie Shane.
There you go, Debbie Shane. I like Betty White better.
Do you, though?
I do. I really do.
That's fair, yeah. She's kind of a national treasure.
Betty White's my jam.
And I mean, to be fair, though, she was probably 90 years old back then and is still alive today, so...
And still is awesome. Debbie Shane. Chuck, you want to... Most of these folks here seem to be about your age. You want to lead the charge on this one?
Yes, I've always been very good with people my age. Yeah, let's go.
That's the spirit, bucko.
Is there like a people around the fire where the animals are cooking, or are they like?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We approach them.
Okay, looks like there's... Well, I don't know if Chuck would know this, but they're smoking jerky.
Why would
I thought you ate jerky.
Minus
You
60
must have grown up in
DKP.
the city.
You just roll it and bark.
But so did Chuck. So so no, Chuck does not realize they. He approaches nonetheless and goes, "Well, we having ourselves a little snack there."
A man in a pair of goggles kind of looks at you and lifts up the goggles, and he's got that classic like dirt everywhere, but where the goggles were, and he's like, "What?"
I'm trying to establish a rapport.
You got to speak up. I'm pretty deaf.
Thought we left Flip behind, man.
You want to do a flip?
No. Okay.
You're doing good, Chuck. Keep it up.
We are looking for Debbie Shane.
What's a shame?
Debbie Shane. Like.
No. You need to talk to Debbie Shane. She's out.
Where?
Another one of the hunters comes up and he's like, yeah, all right. Well, out of all the hunters you went up to, you had to talk to Pete. And then Pete turns to him and goes, what? Sorry, Pete doesn't understand the concept of earplugs. What about a pug?
Gun safety? Yeah.
Anyway, what can we do for you? You guys looking to buy some meat?
No, we're looking for Debbie, Shane. I feel like I said that pretty loudly. I feel like you should probably that.
Oh, right. Yeah, she's on a hunt right now.
She's on a hunt. When will she be back? Like a couple hours?
Well, she's been gone a day.
So soon.
Yeah, we hunters, we don't come back until we have something.
So you're saying she's been gone long enough that it should... Goodness gracious. Roy, help me out here.
Hey, buddy.
Y'all, this Roy Hartsfield, D44 of the Chicago.
The Indianapolis Red Sox adjacent or something like that.
It's a farm team, so they were probably also the Red Sox.
Okay.
Back then, farm teams all had the name of their major. So
Indianapolis Red Sox.
Yep. How's it going, pal? Roy Hartsfield.
Hey, I'm they call me Bub.
Bub. All right, Bub. Suddenly, I feel like I should change my name to Logan, but yeah, no. So we're actually Mr. McQuaid sent us to come chat with Debbie.
Yeah.
Obviously, she's out. Is there some sort of hierarchy you guys have here?
I mean, Debbie's usually. I mean, no. I mean, sort of.
So what do you mean?
I mean, everybody listens to Debbie, but
and when Debbie's not here, who does everyone listen to?
Nobody else?
Most likely still Debbie.
Please, whatever you do, don't say Pete.
Bub smiles and says, "Well, nobody. Pete doesn't listen to anybody. What?
I mean, that's fair.
What about a piston?" Bub just kind of shoves him. Well, I mean, what do you need? You need meat?
No, we need to discuss a little bit of a proposition with her.
Oh, okay. Well, you guys can wait till she comes back. You can go looking for her.
Do you know? Well, okay. Do you know where she was hunted? Is there like a rural area, like maybe a mile?
I take it you don't hunt.
No, I don't.
No.
Well, ever since the deer grew fangs, hunting's been a little more difficult.
Pardon me, what?
Oh, the deer in Illinois, they're all fanged now. It's horrific. If you don't get them on the first shot, they charge at you. So that's why we started carrying semi-automatics.
That sounds reasonable.
Okay.
I'll tell you what.
But Debbie normally does small game. Oh my god, rabbit! No, not rabbit. But that's what I was thinking in my brain.
It's a cat.
It was a kitty. Can we have the cat be a guest if you're absent?
Yeah, sure. I'll just turn the camera on and let her go.
Awesome.
Her name's Cat.
Her name is Cat?
Yeah.
It's a good, strong name.
Yeah, we'll come back.
Okay. Well, if you want to look for her, she went that way.
I don't want to find any deer, honestly.
Oh, the deer aren't the problem. It's the dragonflies.
Go ahead, Chuck. Go ahead. I see you chomping at the bit there. Please continue.
I really don't want to know.
I would like to know
Well,
why the dragonflies are the problem.
I don't know if y'all know this, but dragonflies are one of nature's most successful predators before nature woke up. Now they're the size of horses, and we lose more people to them than anything else. That's why we steer clear of the closer to Lake Michigan. You know, they like the moisture.
Oh, they're near the lake.
Yeah.
That's great. That's good. How likely are they to enjoy the taste of Russian?
Mostly they just eat people. And deer.
So not Russians. Got
Russian?
it.
Oh, I thought you said rations. Sorry. What? Russians? Why?
Russians. Yeah, it's... Never mind. It was a joke for my friend Roy here. Let's go.
Okay.
Please.
Well, good luck.
Good meeting you, Bob. If Debbie comes back anytime soon, just let her know that the Mr. McQuaid had some outsiders looking for her in case she has an opportunity to come seek us out. We're gonna be sticking around for a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I appreciate you so much.
Yeah. Well, good luck.
Bye, Pete.
What? Oh, hi. How's it going?
Good.
We should go find the doctor. My leg hurts.
I feel like Pete's gonna head up in our caravan.
Dear God,
No, please don't.
Could you imagine a conversation between Pete and Flip? It's like it's a 2-day long conversation just to talk about the weather.
Well, you could do a whole game doing these two. If we're all like...
And imagine if he has like 3 driving and then you have to tell him to stop.
Yeah, no. Let's go find the doctor.
You just write it on the windshield. Stop. All right.
Turns out he can't read.
So back at the doctor. The doctor has stitched up Bill, except for the bullets holes, with the bullets still in him. But Bill is unconscious. He fainted.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
So he comes out and he starts washing his hands, and the nurse says, "Doctor, there's a giant person and a normal person outside." So after he's done washing his hands, he's like, "Okay." So he opens the door and he's like, "Whoa."
Woe to you as well.
Hey, Doc. Have you seen Bill, our friend?
Is he the guy who got shot to Kingdom Come?
Yes, that would be him, if you've seen him recently.
Were you guys aching for a break-in?
We are.
You are? No. Okay. Well, yeah, he, I was stitching him up and he fainted. So, what happened to you guys?
We encountered, challenges on the dangerous road. I mean, yeah, bandits, you know.
Yeah,
a man on fire threw me into a truck. Or was it a station wagon? Station wagon.
A man on fire. Listen,
that too.
he like reaches into his. I served in Korea. I happen to know this is a Russian caliber.
PSG 90, I think. Was that it?
No, the PSG is a German sniper rifle that won't be invented for some time. It's a PPS.
PPSH.
Oh.
Actually, what he has is probably a PPS. Let's do
That's what I'm gonna
PPSH
say.
because that is a pretty large drum. That way, he doesn't have to reload. PPSH.
Gotcha. That's what I'm gonna say.
He's like, guys run afoul of the Russian mob or something?
We're not sure. And we think he's still following us, tracking us somehow.
Well, that's delightful. Your friend here isn't going to fit in my clinic.
Which is why I wanted to talk to you. I think we should... I should help you. I should assist, and maybe we can rig something up in the backyard or wherever.
Sure.
I'm gonna make a list of what I know the wounds of Big Joe's. Like, he's got broken ribs, he's got burns, he's got probably a lot of scrapes, I'm guessing. Bleeding.
He's got like probably a mild concussion.
Yeah, I probably have taken care of the cuts, but yeah, for the broken ribs and stuff like that.
As Big Joe was very close to dying in that last little tussle.
You didn't get a severe, big baby.
Oh, true enough. I could have went for severe.
You could even get a worse one that's a severe that replaces one of your aspects.
It was rough, though. We'll all agree on that.
Okay. Well, where does it hurt, big guy?
Well, I mean, mostly in my head, and he's gonna turn around and point to like this large section of like burnt clothes that is like bruised
Yeah,
and
it comes around. Okay. Okay, well, lie down on your belly, I guess.
Right. He's like grunting, slowly getting down.
Okay. He starts feeling around, and it's incredibly painful. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. We got a broken rib here.
That's good?
No,
Hector,
that's not good.
Hector nods to the doctor and he says no to Big Joe now. It just...
And then he looks at...
Am I gonna die, Doctor? Give it to me straight.
You'll be fine. He looks over at Hector. You, on the other hand, you look like you got shot in the chest.
Oh, yes. I want to help my friend before you operate me. I mean, I was a field
I'd
medic.
imagine just bending over is incredibly painful for you.
It is. And I'm probably sure I noticed all of my symptoms. Like,
So he
if
takes
I
his
have...
hand like this and just pushes it against your chest, and it's like the worst pain you've ever felt since that last time you got shot. And he's like, yeah, you got a fractured sternum.
Yeah, I probably fall down to my knees and I shout and I had figured that. On the verge of fainting, like, I feel woozy.
Join the club.
We really need another doctor. He's like looking around.
I'm gonna raise my hand like I can help until I faint. And then you have to patch me up.
Alright, Roy and Chuck, you guys are making your way to the doctor.
Downtown, yeah.
You're making your way downtown? Great. Okay. Suddenly, a car pulls up, and the driver hastily gets out, and they open the back seat, and two men pull a guy out, and you can see him like caked in blood, and he's been shot, and they start heading over like, quick, get him to the dock.
Let's follow them. And dog agrees.
Yeah, let's help.
Is the dog named Dog?
The dog is named Princess Sweet Pea the Third.
Okay. Princess Sweet Pea the Third and Cat. Nepotism.
Got rabbits too. They've got full names.
Not quirky at all.
Yeah, no, like rush up as much as possible and offer to like grab a limb and help carry.
So as you guys run the 100 feet to the doctor, he like looks over and he's like, "Okay, well, you two aren't dead. I'm gonna see to this man and then I'll get to you. Mr. Joe Light, don't move."
And then Joe is just gonna freeze.
Hey Joe, how you doing down there?
All right, so as you guys are helping get the guy into the clinic, one of the guys starts moving Bill. And Bill, I was going to go ahead and wake you up. You're like, you could jostle the wake.
Well, first, since it's a random person that's moving me, Bill's gonna be like, and then he's gonna realize, oh shit, yeah, okay, I'm in the doctor. He's gonna like climb down and kind of sit in a corner somewhere.
So they brush past you with the wounded guy, and they put him on the chair, and the doc's like, what happened? And then one of them says, we ran into the JCC. And the doc just nods. He's like, okay, everybody
you know
out.
Me.
What's the JCC?
Yeah, you know me.
The doc just kind of like, everybody out, and close the curtain.
I'm not sure I can, and I'm gonna crawl on all four on the way out.
So the two guys look rather harried as they're just kind of like, okay, and they step out of the trailer.
Bill's gonna repeat this question to these guys. What's the JCC?
Huh? What? Oh, you guys are not from here?
No, we're travelers.
Right. Well, there was a prison, Joliet. And all the prisoners, they've kind of organized. They call themselves the JCC.
I would assume they're not friendly.
No. They eat people.
Ah! Splendid.
So we're not going there. Where are they exactly? Where is the prison located?
In Joliet. The actual correctional facility is gone, but they live in the hole that it once inhabited. It's now a hole, and yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Checks out.
That tracks.
Yeah. That result.
And how often do you brush with the JCC?
They send out raiders all over the place. Maybe once a week.
How many of them are there that they can gather enough people once a week to feed themselves?
Well, they don't just eat people that we know of.
But they also eat. Like, in addition to their usual diet, they also.
So they're just supplementing with person meat.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes it way less terrifying.
Yep.
It's the hunters that get the problem. They're usually out there by themselves or in pairs, and if they run into a raiding party,
that guy out there hunting?
No. We were actually watching one of the fields.
Oh, okay.
But
actually, we got to get some boys together and get back over there before those JCC mess with it. So, yeah.
Over in what yonder direction were you guys at?
Northeast.
Is that where Bub said that?
Yeah.
Ish. Yeah.
You had any of your hunting parties pass through lately?
Listen, we got to mobilize some guys to get over there before they steal our crops. So.
Yeah,
sorry, I
but
can't answer your questions right now.
You should care about that.
The two of them rush off.
So, how do you feel about fanged deers and dragonflies the size of horses, Chuck?
How do you feel about a gang of dangerous cannibal? Is it kind of cannibal?
Cannibals, yeah.
Dangerous cannibalistic ex-convicts.
Bill on the ground is simply gonna like look up at these two his two comrades and say, like, I just got...
Yeah, congratulations, Bill. We're so glad you're married.
No, never mind, Chuck. So, an update for everyone. Pleasant news. The particular hunter that we're looking for to make this deal so that we can get some assistance getting our folks back, blah, 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 was over off in the direction of where the cannibals were. And she might be in danger, and if we can't talk to her, we might not be able to get... If we don't talk to her, we might not be able to get the assistance that we need. Point of order. Roy didn't think this. Vegas just had a very evil character thought.
But if she disappears, we don't have to talk to her.
Also, I have the same thought. If she dies,
problem solved.
Exactly.
That's exactly what I thought.
But we're good guys, okay? Let me remind us all as players, we are good guys this time around.
Yeah, but I just got stitched.
I mean, there's nuances. We're gonna do everything for our people, but are we gonna do the same for...
No, that means you're not a good guy.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
which is why I started with,
neutral
but
alignment?
are we?
So,
I'm gonna raise one point, though, is that even if she dies, we need proof that she's dead, because without it, the boss will still think she might come back at any point, and he can't take a decision.
Well, plus Hector, as a character, he would go to help, but not right now. He's got a fractured sternum.
we don't have much of a choice here. Fractured sternums, missing kneecaps, burnt Jolite butts, notwithstanding.
I'm doing all right.
I just got stitched.
Thanks, Chuck.
Shut up, Mel.
Roy, doctor says, until we get at least these wounds looked at, we're not going anywhere. He's
all right, well,
lying
then
on
you
the
can
ground.
stay here.
Okay. He says that, and then hard cut. Well, good thing the doc was able to see us in such short order.
Cool.
Movie magic.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Well,
All right, let's go. We need to... I mean, there's not even... I'm not even taking a vote on this one.
We're saving
We got... Yeah, we're saving lives. Don't you Z-snap at me, Jakin.
I'll do what I want.
I will have you know I am an Olympic
But,
bronze
yeah.
medalist in SAS, okay?
That I believe.
at this point, Hector follows. I mean,
Yeah, that he
simple.
didn't win.
It tracks.
And
All right,
Hector,
You broke up, so yeah, Hector follows. I guess that's what you said.
Northeast.
But I don't like deers with fangs and dragonflies as big as horse.
And I don't like cannibals.
You might love them.
Yeah, that's...
You might find out that you're like a horse girl, but really into dragonflies.
Chuck is kind of motherly. Have you tried it?
Go.
Hi, Cat.
Hector has no idea of where we should go, so he's gonna follow.
Are we driving, or are we like?
Probably driving is going to be best, so we can catch up.
We need to be careful on our fuel level.
I mean, we're going deep in the woods. Can we drive?
That's my concern. Fuel and can we drive?
We're probably not.
drove.
We're probably not gonna find hunters near the roads. I mean, that's not how hunting works.
But they drove a crop, so we can start at that crop and walk it. I like that.
Yep. And
Cool.
if anything,
True enough.
we're doing this community a solid we might be able to talk them into kind of putting some fuel back in for us on this one.
I think they've mostly got coal, but yeah.
We might have a way to convert it or something. We never. You didn't ask.
I mean, they have to fill their cars with something. I just feel
that's probably one of Hector's long-term goals, to find a efficient fuel source.
He should look into sun energy.
Come on now, the sun is not a viable source of energy. We need to be able to burn stuff.
That sounds like something a communist would say.
Honestly.
She is wearing a red shirt.
Uh-oh. Wait a minute. You're all commies except for me and Jakin.
America.
America. Anyway, northwest.
Was it northeast that I heard you say earlier?
Well, we're going northwest now.
We're lost.
Good with directions.
I believe you said northeast.
Head towards the crop that they headed out.
Yes.
And like while we're heading out there and along the run, Big Joe's gonna be like, just so I'm clear, why is it we are going to find this person?
Oh, so exposition.
Okay.
The blimp people want to attack Chicago. We want to work with them to attack Chicago so that we can get our people back. But some of the blimp people don't want to attack Chicago. They want to take the blimp and go to Arelon, where we're headed. But the big people in the blimp people don't want to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk to the rebel blimp people that want to go to Arelon, convince them that they can go ahead and go along with the blimp attack plan on Chicago, so that afterwards we can go to Arelon with them to check it out. And if it all tracks, we're going to go back to the blimp people and tell them that they should come to Arelon with us.
And everyone who disagrees can blame themselves.
First of all, I thought you were just going to leave it at exposition. Like that's what you're going to...
Oh.
Just exposition.
No.
He was taking a breath.
Also, just, all right, that sounds like a really good plan. What is a blimp?
The flying things that are full of air that aren't going to eat us.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. That makes a lot of sense now. And this person is captured by.
We don't know that she's captured. She was out. She's the leader of the hunters. She was out hunting fanged deer and avoiding horse-sized mosquitoes, or dragonflies rather. Oh Jesus, horsefly mosquitoes. No thanks.
You mean sky dragons? Yeah.
Nope. Yeah. Yeah, baby dragons.
Yeah, it's common.
And she hasn't come back in yet. She was in the same general area as this this field that was being raided by the cannibals from the JCC. We want to make sure that, and they said specifically that the hunters were usually at the biggest risk because the cannibals could pick them off because they were alone. So we want to get out there, make sure she doesn't get picked off by the cannibals so that she can come back and we can convince her and the entire plan can come to fruition.
All right. That sounds like a reasonable plan that we are going through as he's, jogging.
Yeah, running after the cannibals is a great idea. Oh God, I'm turning into Bill.
No. We're not running.
Finally have some good influence.
We're not running after the cannibals. We're running towards the fanged aggressive sheep or deer.
Yeah, that doesn't
Though
sound
we're running
any
towards this hunter.
Who will be able to help us, and then she won't be alone, and then she'll owe us for life.
Okay, that just seems reasonable.
All right.
Well, thank you.
You drive for a couple miles, and you you spot sitting out in presumably the middle of nowhere on a patch of residual road. Like there was a road here, but now there isn't, except for maybe this like 20-foot stretch. There appears to be a fuel truck just parked there.
That isn't suspicious at all.
A fuel truck.
Big Joe's gonna run up to it.
I'm gonna get out of the truck because they probably heard us already if there's somebody here. So yeah, I'm gonna look for...
Alright, are you guys parking?
Booby traps?
I'm distinctly not getting out of the truck.
Alright.
Because no.
Hector, go ahead and give me a notice check.
Alright. 0.
Okay. So, Big Joe, you run up to the truck. There's no one in it.
He's gonna reach down and like grab the bottom of the truck and lift it up to look underneath it like you would a couch.
Okay. You don't see anyone?
Do we hear liquid sloshing from inside?
No.
Ah, it's empty. Is it rusted?
Tin roof.
At that moment, what you thought were just kind of mounds suddenly reveal themselves. And a retinue of about 7 guys right out of Mad Max, leather and all, burst around you guys. 2 of them are wielding machetes, and the rest of them are carrying, 2 of them have machetes, 4 of them have handguns, and 1 of them has a drum magazine Thompson.
He's obviously the first target we need to take down.
And as one of the guys with the machetes comes running at our boy Big Joe, he says, "You'll feed us for weeks." And
Big Joe says, "Those weren't mounds, they were zounds."
All right. Well, at that, whatever that was, we are going to go ahead and go to our break. Right as these JCC cannibals spring their ambush on you. I need you to stop that.
I will never stop that.
All right.
JCC.
So when we come back from the break, we'll find out how this goes down, and we'll see if those injuries begin to increase. And we'll also see if the party members remember what conceding a fight is. Okay. So we'll be back at 15 after ish. As I put the kids to bed, and then go get some snacks, go get some Wasser, and we'll be back with some more dire roll Neosoma. My brain was just like, nope. All right, stick around. Okay, 1 sec, everybody. I need to do something real quick here. All right. Hi, everybody. So, the player behind Chuck had to go. She's dealing with a lot of work stuff, and I'm having a crazy night. And since we just initiated combat with Chuck present, and we don't want to play her character, and because it's kind of a new moment of the campaign, and because we're already running late, I'm having a crazy night. There's a lot of stuff going on with my kids tonight. So, we've all just decided that we're going to go ahead and call the session here. And we are going to pick it up next week. So I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in and bearing with us throughout this prolonged break. And I'm sorry we have to go, but it is what it is. And we'll be back next week with more Neosoma. We'll have probably have the whole gang back together. And hopefully we'll definitely won't have all these external factors. Hopefully this is just kind of a one-off thing. So again, everybody, thanks for joining. Sorry that not a lot happened this session because we're ending 2 hours early, and we were about to get to the exciting part, as it were. But again, thank you guys. We will see you next week.
Thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Bye, guys.
Take care.